Okay, just to review the last few steps, we are still configuring our Apache web server. Now, what we've done in the last couple steps is we moved a bunch of the icons we need into our desktop. So we have PHP Designer, Notepad++, Enview, the Apache Start icon, the Apache Restart icon, and the Edit Apache, the Apache configuration file. Okay. Now the reason why we have Apache Restart here is every time we make a change to the Apache configuration file, we need to restart Apache in order for the web server to see the changes that you made. And also, we've opening the Apache configuration file. What we've done is we look for the document root setting, okay, which is now set to the E or my flash disk, okay. And what we've done is we moved the whole thing, all the setting, including this documentation, to the very top of the document. So every time we open this, okay, this setting is at the very top and makes it very easy to flip it. So when we set it to flash disk, what we also done is we did not delete the original setting. All we did is we commented out, right? So that dollar sign, that number sign is kind of like a comment tag, a comment in a programming language. Okay, so let's carry on from here. So we changed this setting, okay, to E drive. Now we saved the file, so go File, Save. All right, let's do it. File, Save, Cancel, and we need to restart our Apache web server. So there it is. It's restarted. Now we go back to our web browser, and again I want to go to http // localhost LOCALHOST / so that's http // localhost / enter. Now we come up with an error again. Okay, now the reason why we come up with an error, let's check it out. Go start my computer. Okay, and let's go to my flash disk, and in my flash disk you can see now the web server is instructed to look into this folder in order to find its files. Now there is a PHP file here, but it's not index.php. So remember what I said before is the web server Apache is specifically looking for a file called index, and it's going to run that file. No index here, it's not going to work. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run you through the process of writing a very simple PHP script, and that is going to test if we now know the web server is working, but let's test if PHP and the database MySQL is working, and a very simple script to do that. Alright, let's do it right now. So I'm going to open Notepad++. So there it is. Okay, and in Notepad++, I'm going to type in this open angle bracket question mark PHP, and I'm going to close that question mark close close bracket. Skip a few lines here. I'm going to call the PHP info function PHP info, okay, and close brackets, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. Alright, so that's going to give me my PHP info. Now next, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attempt to connect to the web server using the I'm attempting to connect to the database program MySQL using the default username and password. If you remember a couple of tutorials back, the default username is root and the default password is MySQL. So let's do it. So $link, this is a variable in which we're going to store the result of the following function. The function name is MySQL _ connect CONNECT, open bracket, quotation. The name of our server is localhost LOCALHOST, close bracket, or sorry, close quotation, comma, space. The username of our MySQL is root, R-O-O-T, close quotation, comma, space, and our password is open quotation, MySQL, close quotation, close bracket. Okay, now that's the actual command. All right, that's the actual function that's going to connect to the server. Now, all right, why don't we just leave it at that for now? Now, change my mind. Okay, let's continue. Now, if it fails to connect, let's write some more code. So or space and then die, D-I-E. Okay, open bracket, quotation, cannot connect to database, close quotation, dot MySQL space ERROR, open quote, or sorry, open bracket, close bracket, and semicolon. So this line here, okay, is kind of optional. Or die cannot connect to. What we're going to do here with this line, so what I highlighted from here to here is optional. Sorry, I missed a bracket. From here to here, this is optional. What it's going to do is that if we fail to connect to our server, it's going to print a message for us to let us know what the problem is. Okay, and the last line of this code, very simple code, is we're going to go echo, ECHO, quotation, successfully connected to database. Okay, and close quote. There we go. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to save it to my flash disk. All right, and I'm going to call it index. There we go. So let's just check. Okay, now I see made a little mistake here. It doesn't automatically put in the extension, so index.php. There we go. So make sure you save it as index.php. Alright. Okay, now let's go back to our web server and let's hit let's refresh the page, and there you have it. Okay. What you have is the PHP info prints off all of this information here. So this huge amount of information, which we're going to talk about in the next little tutorial. Okay, exact what this stuff is. All right, and the very bottom here, let's see if it's able to successfully connect to our web server. There we go. And the very bottom here, now this is at this point here, this is the end of the PHP info, and right here it says it's successfully connected to the database. All right. Now, and that's it. So what I want to show you now is I'm going to go back to my local disk E. I'm going to right click index.php. I'm going to edit it with Notepad++ again. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pretend that I have the wrong password. Okay, so I'm going to purposely make the password incorrect. Go File, Save. Okay, and just to show you what happens here, I'm going to go back to my web browser, HTTP localhost. I'm going to hit refresh. Okay, now no problem, the PHP info works, so I know, so because this information is showing up, I know Apache works, I know PHP works. But you look at the very bottom here, it says warning, and basically it's saying that access is denied to the root user in the MySQL database. So it's saying basically that the password is wrong, which we know is wrong because I'm just doing this to kind of make a point. Okay, that's it for this tutorial. Next time I'll show you some PHP settings. Okay, talk to you then.